stand before you now. The greatness of your renown. I've heard of the majesty and wonder of you, King of heaven. In humility I bow as your love in wave after wave crashes over me, crashes over me. For you are for us, you are not against us. Champion of heaven, you made a way for all to enter in. I have heard you calling my name. I have heard the song of love that you sing. Oh, so I will let you draw me out beyond the shore into your grace. Oh, your grace, as your love in wave after wave crashes over me, crashes over me. For you are for us, you are not against us. Champion of heaven, you made a way for all to enter in. You make me brave, you make me brave. You call me out beyond the shore into the waves. You make me brave, you make me brave. You call me out beyond the shore into the waves. You make me brave, you make me brave. No fear can hinder now the promises you made. You make me brave, you make me brave. No fear can hinder now the love that made a way. As your love in wave after wave crashes over me, crashes over me. For you are for us, you are not against us. Champion of heaven, you made a way. As your love in wave after wave crashes over me, crashes over me. For you are for us, you are not against us. Champion of heaven, you made a way. Champion of heaven, you made a way for all to enter in.
Hey guys, it's Megan.
And Kristen with Hebrews Kids Ministry Team. We are so excited that you decided to join us for this weekend's big idea.
We're starting off a new series called Brave, and the idea is that God has a plan for my life.
We're going to have a worship song called Faithful, and then we're going to go on to a younger kids message. But now it's time to dance.
You too can.
There's no shadow of doubt when we look to you now, and all that you've done. The covenant made, prove in your love. You are faithful, faithful, all through the ages, through joy and through sorrow. Faithful, faithful, grace for today and my hope for tomorrow. Through seasons of change, Lord, you will remain steady and true. And day by day, your mercies await, each morning made new. You are faithful, faithful, all through the ages, through joy and through sorrow. Faithful, faithful, grace for today and my hope for tomorrow. Faithful, you are faithful. Great is your faithfulness. Great is your faithfulness. Great is your faithfulness. Great is your faithfulness. Faithful, you are faithful, 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 grace for today and my hope for tomorrow. Faithful, faithful, all through the ages, through joy and through sorrow. Faithful, faithful, grace for today and my hope for tomorrow. Great is your faithfulness. Great is your faithfulness. Great is your faithfulness. Great is your faithfulness.
Hey there. Do you know what I love more than anything? A great story. Do you love stories too? I love stories about superheroes, talking animals, people who go on adventures, and brave kings and queens. Which is why I'm so excited to tell you today's story. It's all about a kid just a little older than you who was chosen to be a future king. Our story begins with a man named Samuel. Samuel was chosen by God to find the next king of Israel. This sounds like a big job, but Samuel didn't have to do it on his own. God was there to help. God sent Samuel to a man named Jesse and said that one of Jesse's sons would be king. Now, if you were going to pick a king out of a crowd, what would you look for? Maybe someone who is tall, or strong, or handsome. But God told Samuel when looking for the king, don't look for what other people would look for. He doesn't have to be the oldest, or the strongest, or the best looking. He just needs to have a heart that wants what God wants. Samuel met all of Jesse's sons, or so he thought, but something wasn't right. Samuel asked if there were any other sons. And Jesse was like, well, yeah, my youngest son, David, but he's out in the field watching the sheep. That's right. The next king of Israel was out hanging in a field with some dirty old sheep. The minute Samuel saw David, he knew he was the one God had sent him to find. God didn't care that David didn't yet look like a king. Just like God knew David's heart, God knows who you are too.
Even when my heart is hurting, even when I feel alone, I know you are here. your love, it's your love. It makes me strong, it makes me brave. It's your love, it's your love. When I'm lost and afraid, your love will always find a way. It's your love, it's your love. I know that it's your love, it's your love. Even when my life's in chaos, your peace will always bring me through. I'll hold on to you. It doesn't matter where I go, you never leave me on my own. I'll hold on to you. It's your love, it's your love. It makes me strong, it makes me brave. It's your love, it's your love. When I'm lost and afraid, your love will always find a way. It's your love, it's your love. I know that it's your love, it's your love. I know you will never fail me. I know you won't let me down. I know you will always lead me forever, forever. I know you will never fail me. I know you won't let me down, I know you will always lead me forever, forever. It's your love, it's your love. It makes me strong, it makes me brave. It's your love, it's your love. When I'm lost and afraid, your love will always find a way. It's your love, it's your love. I know that it's your love, it's your love. I know that it's your love, it's your love.
Hi there, kiddos. I'm Carl.
And I'm Cassie, and boy are we excited to hang out with all of you.
Hope y'all had an awesome day today, because I sure did. I discovered something real cool today.
What? That polar bears are left-handed?
What? No.
That all bees have hair on their eyes so they can collect pollen?
What are you talking about? No, that's frightening.
Okay, so what did you discover?
Well, I was walking down the street like this, you know, kind of like just swaying my arms and doing all that. And a man walked up to me and said, "Hey, are you a penguin?" And obviously, I said no.
Good answer.
And then he came back and said, "Why not?" I said, "Well, I'm not a penguin. I'm a human. And humans can't be penguins."
That makes sense.
Right? That would be ridiculous. But at that moment, he raised his hand and slapped me on the cheek. He said, "You can be anything you want." And it was at that moment I had an epiphany.
Epiphany?
Gesundheit.
Okay, so what was your epiphany?
I can be anything I want.
What do you mean, like for a job?
No, I can be anything I want. I mean, who says I can't be a penguin?
I'm not sure I follow. I mean, are you taking advice from the guy who slapped you?
Yeah.
What happened after he slapped you?
Well, nothing. He slapped me and then walked away backwards. It's kind of weird.
Okay, well, it's interesting advice, but what do you want to be?
Well, part of me wants to be cool, dangerous, mysterious, but most importantly, different.
Different? Why?
Well, I feel like when I read the Bible, I read stories about people who had really big, unique, defining qualities about them. So if I could have something different about me, maybe God can recognize me as someone special.
I don't don't know.
So here we go. I've created some characters and I want to see what you think, okay?
All right.
Hello, my name is Ivan, and I ride polar bear. Oi, how about you, mate? Go through some logs and eat some haggis for freedom. Hello, my name is Bobby Callahan the Third. Fancy some tea, do you? High society. Howdy there, Tex. Who's up for some catfish and wrestling some gators? Yeah. Hey there, I'm cool.
That's not good.
I know that, but I'm trying, okay?
All right, well, I just
What?
think...
What do you think? I'm acting my heart out here, Cassie. I want to be different. I want God and others to know who I am.
I understand, Have you ever heard of a King David?
Is that the cereal guy?
That's Captain Crunch.
So, not the same?
No, completely different. He was an important person in the Old Testament.
Really? He sounds cool.
He was, and God had a big plan for him. You see, at that time, God's people wanted a king simply because other nations had a king. And the one they got, King Saul, didn't love God like he should have.
Well, that's a bummer.
It was, so God told Samuel to find the king that God wanted.
Wait, who's Samuel?
Samuel was a man whose name meant the Lord hears. He was chosen by God to become a prophet, and he did a lot of good for a lot of people.
That's awesome.
Yep, so Samuel went to meet the man that God was going to name the new king of Israel. And he went to a house of a man named Jesse. Samuel met all of Jesse's sons and still didn't meet the one that God had picked.
So did God make a mistake?
Nope, Jesse had one more son that was out taking care of his sheep. Want to guess what his name was?
Captain Crunch.
Nope, that's cereal. Want to try again?
Yeah, I know this. David. It was David.
You got it. So David was the youngest of the brothers, and it was right then when Samuel anointed David to be the next king.
So he was the youngest brother?
Yep.
Wow. I figured he'd be the oldest, strongest, and coolest brother. Something that made him different.
Well, you know what made him special?
A cool accent?
Nope.
Superhuman strength?
Nope.
I got nothing.
His heart.
His heart? What about his heart? Was it gold or something?
No, Carl. God knew his heart, and God knew he would make a great king.
Wow. So that's what made him different, huh?
Yes, we must always remember that God calls every single one of us to be brave and do amazing things. And we can never forget that God knows who you are and God knows who I am.
Wow, that's so cool. That almost sounds like our big idea. Wait a minute, that is our big idea. Today's big idea is God knows who I am.
And on the count of 3, we're going to say it out loud together, okay?
Ready?
Ready.
1, 2, 3. God knows who I am! What a big idea. You did it.
So do you feel better now knowing that God knows who you are?
I sure do.
Good, so you can stop with the silly voices now, right?
Absolutely. Unless it's a tad bit boring and I have to jump into another accent. Tally-ho, children!
What an awesome message, Sophia. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Do you remember the big idea?
God knows who I am.
Exactly. God knows who you are. God knows who I am. God knows who everybody is. Do you remember the memory verse?
I don't.
No, okay. Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous hand. Isn't that awesome what God has promised for us? That promise is for you too. Before we go, we have one more worship song. It's called With You. So let's get ready and get up and dance. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
You spoke a word and brought the world to light. Your voice still echoes through the darkest night. I could try my best to count the stars. Nothing could compare to who you are. With you, everything is brought to light. With you, everything comes back to life. You died to make me whole. I want the world to know. With you, When I can't find solid ground, you turn it all around. Nothing is impossible. When I feel like I'm alone, when I'm far away from home, I